Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us again this week. You're tuned into LT1, and I'm your host, Dave Tyler. We got a good show for you today. Our guest on today's show is a four-piece fun-time rock and roll band called the Baghdaddios. It's a New York City-based band. They've been together about 6-7 years now. They currently have a CD out. It's titled Willie Horton Hears a Who. So I'm sure we got to get the story behind that title later on. But they're getting a lot of airplay. Over 120 stations around this country, plus radio stations in countries overseas like Finland, Germany, Russia, France. They've also been doing a lot of live performing. Some of the New York City clubs they've played at include the Continental, CBGBs, the Lion's Den, Kenny's Castaways, the Continental Ballroom. So they've been doing a lot of performing. They've also gotten up great reviews written up in papers about them. And they also opened for the New York City Marathon for the past 4 years. And they'll be doing that again this year. So there's a lot for us to talk to them about. But first we're going to have them perform live for you. Some songs from their current CD. So stay with us. We're going to take a short break. But we'll be right back. And we'd like to welcome to LT1 the Baghdaddios. All right, we're back. We're hanging out with the band called the Baghdaddios. Hey guys, welcome to LT1.
Hi, Dave.
Glad you could join us. Quick introduction here. We got Ken.
Hi, I'm Ken.
Rhythm guitar and vocals. Paul back there on the drums. We got Jim on lead guitar and Tom on bass.
All right.
Welcome to the show, guys. Hey, enjoyed your set.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So you got this CD out called Willie Horton Hears a Who.
Bingo.
I got to ask you where you came up with that name.
We're big CNN watchers. We like, we don't watch MTV or VH1. We watch CNN and Comedy Central mostly. And we were watching the war on CNN. And they kept saying Baghdaddio again and again and again. So, Daddio, Baghdad, you know, just stuck them together.
And what about the name of the CD?
Political science major here, and Dr. Seuss. And Dr. Seuss. We like Dr. Seuss and politics. And Willie Horton was part of some sort of parole scandal or something with Michael Dukakis. He was running for president. That was like one of the reasons why we shouldn't elect him, supposedly. It's also become a standard for race-baiting politics employed by both the Democratic and Republican parties. So, and of course, Horton Hears a Who was a great Dr. Seuss book, so again, we stuck them together.
All right, so
we're big at sticking things together, you know.
You guys got a lot of good stuff going on now. You're doing some interesting gigs.
Yeah.
You got to tell us about the Blank Fest.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Dave, because we do a benefit show. We started this about 5 years ago when I was walking through New York City, and we noticed like people like laying in the street and saying,
No, really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
In New York?
They got a few of them. Yeah, a few of them. And those that, you know, didn't get picked off by the cops and stuff like that, you know, they're still there. And we decided that we'd put together this benefit show and get all our friends who play music. And the donation at the door is one blanket, any condition. And then on Christmas Eve, we drive around and we hand them out to whoever needs them.
Wow.
Simple.
And you do it once a year?
Yeah.
Cool.
Help the homeless, man.
We got to, since we're heading there, you know.
And you do something else in New York City once a year.
What was that?
You do another gig in New York City once a year.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that too, Dave. The New York City Marathon. We happened on that one quite by accident. Somebody stumbled across our website from the New York Road Runners Club, sent us an email and asked us if we'd like to play it. And of course, we leapt at the opportunity. And obviously, they're not complaining because they keep inviting us back.
Now, how does that work? You play for the opening, or?
No, they stick us along the race route.
Right on the street.
Yeah.
So they run right by you?
Yep.
Hopefully quicker, I think.
Well, yeah, it's, you know, if you're from Nairobi and you see the Baghdaddios playing, I think you really want to keep running, you know, and it spurs a lot of people onto victory.
That sounds like a lot of fun, though. That's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's a gig.
You wanted to mention
Scott Farrell.
Scott Farrell, yes, Scott.
Sportscaster.
Scott was on the Westwood One Network, and he had been simulcast all over the country on like a nightly basis. And when he was a couple of years ago, he had this program called Farrell on the Bench, and we were always in the studio doing our stuff, you know, and we'd listen to him after we were packing up all the gear, and we always thought it'd be kind of nice to write a song for him. So we did, called "You the Man," Farrell on the Bench. It's his opening salvo. When he gets his clothes, he's like, "You the man." And we sent it to him, and he started airing it on the show. Right after that, he left his show to do some play-by-play announcing for the, at the time, the brand new Atlanta Thrashers hockey team. And then eventually he resurfaced first in ESPN radio. Now he's doing a daily gig in the morning on WNEW.
And he's still playing it?
No, but he talks about us a lot, and hangs up on us and has us on the air and talks about our shows. And sooner or later we're going to get together for a pint of Jameson and just have a good time with him. He's good people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, how does the songwriting work in his band?
I channel these guys through me, and it usually involves a six-pack or two, and we sit down and whatever happens to I gotta watch language. Whatever cheeses you off, like if you have a bad day on the subway or something like that, you go and you write about it, or I don't know, you name it, name a subject. We've written about just about everything at one point or another.
Do you have a favorite song off this album?
The next one. Well, on this CD, my personal favorite we don't even do because I know it's not our best song. So I try to put my selfish interests above, not put our selfish interests above the band. But the ones that get the best reaction stuff, the geography songs, Iowa Wife, My Iowa Wife, Welcome to New York, Stupidest Man in Nyack. Nyack, by the way, is the town that I originally came from.
Right. The rest of you guys are from the tri-state area or New York?
Yeah.
Good old NYC.
Well, he was born in Miami, but he came here riding on a pony.
I'm a transplant.
Yeah. A very welcome transplant we needed to our little music community.
You got anything new in the works? New CD?
Yep. 14 songs.
Now, where did you record this?
Everywhere. We started in a local studio up in, Nyack is in Rockland County. It's about 30 miles outside of New York City. And there's a small town by Nyack called Spring Valley. And it's all our friends, guys that we grew up with. They started the studio. And they're actually really, really good. Bart Chinano, the engineer who was helping produce it with us, along with Joe Miak, who owns the studio. Bart has worked with like Babyface, Clapton. He's worked with some of the best at a studio down in New York City. So he's cut his teeth with some real pros, and we felt very privileged working with him.
Now you also have a song that was used for a soundtrack.
You read up on this, haven't you?
There's a little story behind that. Why don't you tell us that story?
You're going to love this, Dave. Right after the band started, we decided to just put posters up all over the village for a show that we had just happened to score, like on a weeknight. And being kind of naive, I put my phone number on the poster, along with our picture. And somebody saw it, liked the picture, oddly enough, don't know why, and gave me a call and said, hey, listen, how would you guys like to appear on a soundtrack? They just liked our look and they wanted us, which again, this is a look. Come on, give me a break here. But
it's street.
It's street incredible. And so I thought, this is great. Start a band, get on a soundtrack. It's only a matter of time before we'll be headlining at the Garden.
Right, a lot easier than you expected.
Oh yeah.
So you just sent them a song and they used it?
We sent them a cassette tape of a bunch of demos and said, which one do you like? And they said, this one. And again, it was one of those things that we didn't expect them to like that one. But they put up the money for the studio time. And again, we were like in seventh heaven, all this money thrown up front for a song.
That's great. You guys get a lot of airplay too. Over 120 stations in this country and overseas.
Yeah.
They love us in Europe.
Have you actually played anywhere?
Oh, outside of New York?
Yeah.
We're scared to death to leave our apartments.
Country?
Yeah, it seems like we've got near misses going on all the time with festivals. We've got something brewing now for the UK, something brewing now for, of all places, Macedonia, toddle in town, right. And Spain, and some place in South America that's interested. And it's always like a near miss. Like we'd have you on the bill, but this famous band came in and now you guys can't play it, or they'll invite us. Like we were invited to a festival in Aberdeen, Scotland, like 7 days before I was supposed to go off, and that's just not enough time to rearrange our schedules and get airfare.
Well, I'm sure it'll work out eventually for you. We're out of time, guys. We gotta wrap it up. But I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks.
Anytime you want to
come over.
Best
of luck to you. I'm sure everything.
Anytime you want to come over for tea, you can.
Trip.
And that's it.
You're watching LT1. We're here with the Baghdaddios. I'm Dave Tyler saying have a good week. We'll see you next week.